Hello, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Thank you for joining us for another episode of GSC's Girl Pod. The trio is here. If you don't know who I am, hi, I'm Candy. I am joined by V and Britt. V, since you are back after a little bit of time away, how you doing?
I am great. The sun is shining. I have some beers. I've had some time off from the site and also from my actual work. So yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
I'm good. Britt, how you doing? Thumbs up. Thumbs up is
We're
good.
here.
For
We're
Spotify listeners, that's a thumbs up.
Thumbs up is good. We take that. We take that. Unless you are a Project Hail Mary fan, where you thumbs down just because of Rocky.
Amaze.
Exactly.
I haven't. I am not a movie fan. I won't lie. I don't go to a lot of movies, and I have not read the book. So
I would recommend the movie. It's super good.
Yeah,
Is that-
I would recommend the movie. I would recommend the movie. I have not read the book. Sean has read the book, and I've had friends who have read the book. The book is also very science heavy, which makes sense, and that's his style because it's the
Yeah.
same with the
And
Martian.
weird. Yeah. Like the book of The Martian is super. I've not read Project Hail Mary, but I've read The Martian, and it's very science heavy, which
Yeah.
I like as a massive fucking nerd. But yeah,
Yeah, that's fair. But if you want just like the more entertainment and the heart, like the movie does a fantastic job. There's your movie rec from a non-movie podcast, but enjoy your movie rec. Okay, if you're tuning in for the first time, second time, and hopefully not the last time, we sometimes talk movies, but usually we talk gaming, all from some additional perspectives that just need to be in the gaming realm. But before we really start, if you're not following the channel or the Spotify playlist, please make sure to click the subscribe button so you can catch all the things that we do. If you're on YouTube, you'll also be able to see spoiler casts. We just had one go up for Pragmata, and lots of interviews that we've been doing with devs. We've been on a really good kick with like online interviews that you can check out. And if that is not enough because you feel like you need way more gaming news, make sure that you check out gamersocialclub.ca. That's the website we write for that brought this ragtag group together. You'll be able to find editorials, guides, news, and reviews written for gamers by gamers, because that's our whole shtick. We are professional unprofessionals, or unprofessional professionals.
professionally unprofessional.
professionally
Yeah,
unprofessional.
yeah,
Absolutely.
that's who we are.
Yeah. We're so unprofessional that we've made it a job. Like,
Says V, who has to review all the reviews that go up. I'm like, I just write them and be like, here you go, V, it's ready.
Unpaid interns.
Unpaid.
Yeah.
We don't even get credit. You can't even. We're not even getting college credit. We're not.
Our name's up there. That's the credit. That's
That's
the
true.
credit we all get.
yeah,
That's the credit.
yeah.
Bragging rights. I
Bragging
played
rights,
this game.
Fun game times.
Yeah.
I played this game early. Yeah.
Usually fun game time. Some of those games be a little rough.
This is also true. But yeah, there has been a lot of reviews recently. You guys are crushing it, which means that I
Which
spent
means that
the last.
V is crushing it.
Well, no, it means I spent Monday, Tuesday of last week with a migraine. But no,
Too many
everyone's been
words.
crushing it. It's too many words. I don't know. How did I get into this position? I can't fucking read.
You know what? You have to hire your own intern.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we need an intern review editor. You know, like, and then they'll do things, and I'll be like, oh, I don't like that. I don't like that.
Like, no, this is not how you're supposed to do this. No.
This is not how I would do it, and thus we can't do it. This is why we don't have a secondary reviews editor. Not because any of the other editors would not be capable of doing it and be very good at it, but I'm just like, if I'm not doing it, what if it's not right?
It would just be more work for you in the long run.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, it would be. From no fault of the interns, like, or any of the other editors, mostly because of my strange brain.
It's okay. I don't want to edit anybody else's reviews anyway.
No, thanks.
I barely want
That's
to edit my own reviews. Oh my god.
At least you give yours a run over first. Not going to name any names of the website, but some people could do a quick read through and a spell check before they send them over.
I won't lie. There's times where I'm like at the end, and my will to live is the sparks going out, and I'm like, how do I end this? I gave it all. Like, how do I end this? And I'm like, it good, you play 9. And I'm like, well,
Let's
hopefully
go.
V doesn't hate me this much.
No, your reviews are always great. I love your sign off paragraphs because it gives a great quote to send to Metacritic. Because now we're on Metacritic.
That's what I do. I'm like, I gotta get something good because then it's like that tagline to send everywhere.
Yeah, because now we're on Metacritic when we send off the reviews. This is a little bit of an insight into how Metacritic and stuff works. You send the link to the review, you send the score, you send all the embargo information, but you also give them a quote for them to use on the Metacritic site that links to your review, but occasionally for them to use on their social media. So if the review ends on one of those nice little quotes, I'm like, oh, absolutely, I don't need to do too much. But if it doesn't, I'm like, read through
I
this
try to
whole
be
thing.
punny in a lot of mine.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know, like if it's a game about cleaning up, you know, this game cleans up or something cheesy. Like, I don't know. I don't care. The cheesier the better, but I mean,
Some lend themselves to it, like
yes,
like that way.
yeah. This game sweeps. I don't know, a full sweep. I don't know. I asked
It's hard
my
to
husband.
do when you're not actually writing something.
Yes, when you're not in the midst of the game. Either that or I look at my husband. I was like, come up with a pun about, and he's like, he'll list them. I swear, he's like a machine. Like he lists them out, and I'm like,
That's
okay,
that
I can work with that. I can work with that.
When you become a dad, just half of your vocabulary just becomes puns about stuff. It's like-
I swear, he was like that before we even had kids. Like,
He was ready.
just yeah,
He was
he
ready.
was.
That's dad material. Like he had that dad brain before he became a dad.
He just needs the New Balances. Just needs the New Balances.
The light blue jeans, the New Balances.
No.
Yep.
I see it. I can already envision it. Yep.
Man, why you calling my dad out like that? What you doing?
Pretty sure that's every dad.
But every time like I think about that, I think about my father-in-law, like God rest his soul. Like I'm like, like my father-in-law had like the tucked-in shirt with the cell phone clip,
Yep.
and the belt and the New Balances, and I was like,
Why you calling my dad out like this?
yeah. I was like, no, like making my husband look like that. I'm like,
No.
keep the dad jokes.
Not the
Lose
dad
the New
look.
Balances. Yeah.
The joke's not the look, not the aesthetic, just the demeanor. Got it.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yep.
that's a fair trade. Yeah, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what are we drinking today, everybody? Will we drink away the memories of father-in-laws who look like that?
Never had a father-in-law, so I'm fine. Let's go.
Well, you have your own dad who looks like that. So.
That's very true. That's very true. I don't think he doesn't. The thing is, he doesn't have a phone clip. I think he did when I was younger, but he doesn't now. But because he's a engineer, he always has like a Leatherman strapped to his belt at any given time. And I'm like, do you have that because you need it whenever we're out, or just in case something goes wrong, or do you have it because it has a blade on it? Like, what's like? But, you know, as we're a Leatherman household over here. Like, and I have mine because it has a blade on it. Like, that's why I have mine. Like, I don't be doing that's not true. I built my entire PC with this Leatherman. Like, on a rug. Like,
Duncan
you guys
exists
come at
because
me.
that Leatherman.
yeah, and that's why he's mad all the time. But I am drinking a Hazy Jane Tropical, which I'm not sure how I feel about, because I don't know if this has replaced Hazy Jane Guava. if you're not familiar with the Brewdog situation in the UK, it is the fact that Brewdog went into administration and they shut basically all of their bars. Um, which I'm sure most people were very happy about. To be fair, it was a pretty shit company, but my local that I used to go to every Wednesday was a Brewdog, purely because of the people that worked there. So I have not been doing my weekly pub jaunt, and I feel very isolated because of things. I'm like, what do I do? I'm just in the house. But Hazy Jane Guava was my favorite Brewdog beer. And when I was in the supermarket yesterday, I couldn't find any, but I could find these. And I think
Okay.
that they have slightly changed it. So it still has guava flavor, I think, and maybe like some pineapple or something, but I don't think it's as good. It's fine. It's just not as good as Hazy Jane Guava. And if they've stopped making Hazy Jane Guava, then they deserve to go under, to be perfectly honest. What a rude thing to do.
How dare you stop making my favorite drink?
Well, that's fair. That's
not
fair.
cool.
Yeah. What about you, Britt? What you got?
I've got coffee, which is not anything new. I did go to the Asian supermarket yesterday, and I went to their milk section because they always have those milks like in like the juice cartons,
Mm-hmm.
and they have such fun flavors. And I wanted to buy like every single flavor, but my husband said pick one. So I
Rude.
picked banana. So I
Ooh.
got banana milk. So this is kind of like a banana milk latte, I guess.
Okay.
And then I added homemade peanut butter sauce. So it's like a peanut butter banana latte.
Okay,
my
but that
God.
sounds delicious.
I
It
want Brett
is.
to make my daily coffee.
I would. I have so many fun ideas. I just got a bunch of new sauces from this. It's not local chocolatier, but there's a chocolatier that I found that makes these really awesome sauces. They make like this dark midnight chocolate, and I've had it with the banana. I've also had it with the peanut butter sauce I've made. So, yeah. I feel like I'm on a good coffee kick right now. So
that dark chocolate peanut butter coffee sounds.
Yep. My
Sublime.
husband says it tastes like a peanut butter cup.
Yum.
Yeah,
So-
that's what we want.
So,
That's what we want.
Yeah, that sounds so
but
good.
yeah. Yeah. Yep. So what about you, Candy? What do you have?
I have two beverages
Your
in front of me.
Your menagerie.
My, if it was, I feel like I need the third one to really.
Like,
Yeah, this is. You know what? You're right. Inside me, there are two wolves. One is a 16-year-old gamer who is like, "Let me have my Mountain Dew," because this is my caffeine intake. So I make sure I don't have any headaches because I'm addicted to caffeine. I'm well
Fair.
aware. And then there is the adult in me who is like, I should have coffee, but instead I will just have salted caramel Baileys, which is delightful. I love salted caramel Baileys. So at any point, if you're watching this on YouTube, you will see me grab one of two beverages and drink them. I literally
And we're
picked
not
up
going
the
to tell you what
Baileys
time it is.
yesterday.
You're going to have to guess. And I don't
Yeah.
drink just coffee in the morning.
yeah,
So
it could be any time of the day.
it could be any
Right.
time of the day.
It's a holiday weekend, YOLO. It's fine. It's fine. We don't judge. I mean,
No,
No.
this
this
goes
is a
up
judgment-free zone unless you do something that we think is
Yeah.
particularly heinous, and then we will beat you to death with rocks.
Exactly.
But, yeah, that's only for very specific things.
Yeah. If you wanna
If
hear
you-
my judgment on awful people, go listen to last week's episode where I tell a developer that he sucks because of the things that he says.
Yep.
Absolutely fair. As we should call
Mhm.
these bitches out. Like,
I won't even
I've-
give
I-
them the dignity of saying their name because I don't want them to get the views on social media.
that's also fair.
I won't either, but it turns out that they follow me.
Oh no.
Well, we talked
You
about
should-
this a little bit though, because they follow. Well, I think V and I talked a little bit about this, obviously off the podcast, because
Mhm.
they follow you on Blue Sky, where their rhetoric
They're
is
not
very
doing
different.
any of where
Mhm.
they're not doing any of their bullshit.
Yeah,
Like,
I
they're-
did notice that. I did
Mhm.
notice that stuff went down on Twitter,
Mhm.
Mhm.
but they didn't do it on Blue Sky.
Yeah, where loads of like game reviewers and stuff like that follow them and hype them up a lot, and are giving them loads of support for their game. And then on Twitter, they're over being like, "Oh yeah, like reviewers suck. Like people want real games, and reviewers can't play a game. Fuck you." 1v1 me in Halo right now, right now. I have played more Overwatch. I no longer suck at it. Like
Views get
Maybe
play
I
the
don't.
games. I'm just saying. Just saying.
You found your niche person, and now you're like, that's all I want to play.
This is the small angry dwarf. Somehow that's always my niche person. Like I don't know. It just like speaks to me spiritually. Like,
Not the.
What do you
small
play
angry
when you
dwarf
usually
with a
play
blunt
D&D?
weapon.
What character do you?
No, actually, to be fair, in D&D I usually play either a sorcerer or a cleric, but I am currently playing a barbarian. But he is not a small angry dwarf person. He is a giant cat man. Like,
Okay.
I'm currently playing a fighter in our new D&D campaign, but I'm playing a halfling fighter.
I love that.
And I don't know if you've watched like the Cyberpunk Edgerunners anime, but there's just like one character that kind of has chaotic gremlin energy, and like kind of loves the thrill of the fights. I think her name's Rebecca, and that's basically like what I'm essentially now really starting to dive into. Just there's a fight, she's like, let's go fight, we could take him, let's go, come on. Like throwing herself into like fights, just like, yeah, loving the thrill of a fight. I'm like, yep, this is now who she is. She came her whole background is like her family was part of a circus, and her brother was very good at like the performance aspect. Her sister was very good at like musical like aspect of performing, and she was very sort of in between. She was okay, but she wasn't great. She eventually like married into a family to raise the kids when the mom died, so it was just like a marriage of convenience and helping her family stay afloat money wise. And the kids are now all grown. Her like husband has passed, so she gets to live life for herself. She's definitely going through some sort of like midlife crisis where she's like fight, kill, like bloodthirst, like that. So she's just like very much out there. She's got like the 2 weapon fighting, so she always has like a scimitar and a short sword. She's like 2.5 feet tall and just like
I love it.
running.
Fucking kill you.
She's like, this is... And I think usually I have a character that has some sort of magic, but I think I'm going to keep her very much like no magic, no frills, just like fight, like just go
I
in.
just like to fight.
I have learned that I just like to fight things. I've spent the last 16 years as a housewife raising children. This is my time.
This is my time to do what I want, and what I want to do is fight.
Yep. Yep.
That's me in about 16 years.
See? It's
I'm
it's
excited.
happening.
I'm excited to see it on the news.
Local mom goes in and fights on the 10
Local
o'clock
mom with
news.
a
I'm gonna become a
scimitar and short
vigilante.
sword.
I'm gonna become a vigilante.
Yeah. Oh, I would love to be a vigilante.
Bat mom.
Bat mom. Like.
Oh my god, that would be hysterical. No, you just stick with shine bright, and your outfit is like brightly colored. You blind your
Giant
enemies
sun
first.
costume.
Yeah.
Giant sun costume.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Trying to fit indoors. Excuse me.
Give 1 minute. Just 1 second. I'll be with you 1 second. Like coming in, try to get like a stun baton or something like that out of your costume. Like 2 seconds. Like,
Yep.
No, don't run away. Tase them.
Very good vigilante.
That would be hysterical. I would absolutely love to hear about this on the news. I'd be like, I know her. I'll be the Leonardo DiCaprio meme, like pointing at the TV, like.
Mugshot everywhere.
With a mask of any sort. Like, do you have like the eye like the eye mask? Do you have like the full face mask, or are you just full face reveal.
Just
I mean, we're just full sending.
the full face cutout of the sun costume. Just,
Yeah.
It's like the baby in the sun on Teletubbies. That's the entire costume.
That is amazing.
Just
Oh,
what is that uh what are those suits that are like, I forget what
zoot
they're
suit?
called. No, they're like all like, people used to wear them in green.
Oh,
they
like the
Morph,
morph suits.
yeah, but it's
Mhm.
all
Yeah.
yellow except
Yeah.
for the sun face.
Yeah, which is huge. Stops you from going to the door.
It's just
Oh my
huge.
god. You would almost look like the sunflower boss in Cuphead.
Oh yeah.
That's what you would look like.
Yeah.
I'm looking this up now.
Oh, what's his name? He's a daisy. Is he not a daisy?
Is it a daisy? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Maybe it is.
Um.
But that's where my mind just went. Like,
Oh, he's a carnation. Cagney carnation.
Cagney Carnation. Okay.
Yeah. But then you have to have like a green morph suit
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I
And-
can do that.
and the big flower or the big sun and paint your face yellow.
I'll do it.
He's got finger guns. He's like, yeah.
Pew, pew, pew.
It's a fun boss. That is a fun boss. I do like Cuphead. It's a good game.
I have not finished Cuphead.
I have not.
It is fun. It is fun. I played it with a friend of mine, and we were like doing it together. It's part of the reason I didn't finish it. But yeah, it is challenging at times, but it is a lot of fun.
I'm not a
Yeah.
run and gun type of person.
That's fair. The
To be
animation
fair-
was what sold me.
Yeah, and for
Animation
Cuphead,
I love, but
yeah, and for Cuphead,
Okay.
there's 2 run and gun levels per area.
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought before I played it, I thought there was like more run and gun, but actually it's just a boss rush. The whole game is just boss fight, boss fight,
Yep.
boss fight.
Mm.
Which is can be very satisfying. But there are a few. It's the guy, the mad scientist guy, and his little like drone thing, who's like an like a Dr. Robotnik, but not.
But not, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Oh my god, that took me like 4 hours. And I don't even remember it taking me 4 hours, but I remember having extreme cramp in my hand afterwards. Like, just being so satisfied that I'd done it, but at the same time being like, oh no, maybe this game is too hard for me. Maybe I am having a games journal. No.
No, we are better. We are better than that because we make it out of the tutorial.
Yeah. And to be fair, like I think that video was he was playing it at a event, and he's not actually like a general journalist. He's like a tech journalist sort
Yeah.
of thing. Which just like I've seen more people. I've seen streamers on Twitch be worse at games because they're not looking at what they're doing. Like I think if you're distracted, it's easy to say. Or it's easy to be very bad at something because you're
Yeah.
not reading the text on the screen because you're talking to someone, you're doing stuff like that. Like,
there are so many games I refuse to play on stream because I cannot balance talking to the community and playing a game. That's why you'll never see me play DBD. I cannot do both.
I've
I
gotten,
cannot
yeah.
do both.
I will say I think I've gotten better at that, but it is like such a muscle that you need to train. And it
Mhm.
really also becomes like you are not reading every word that people are like saying,
yeah.
right? You are very much like it's a quick glance and it's like you try to get the context of things and then you go back. So if like, because I know there are a lot of people when they stream where they will read every word and like try to respond to each thing. And again, this is obviously like smaller streamers, like more where Brit and I are. You are not going to get a big name streamer who's reading every freaking sentence, but
Mhm.
but like I know there are people who do that. Like depending on the game I'm playing, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna get the context of what you're saying, and then I'm gonna go back and do whatever. Like maybe I'll try to catch up in between matches, or because I have streamed a lot of like Dead by Daylight, a lot of Overwatch, and I can tell when I'm focused too much on chat and my gameplay goes down, versus when I'm like, okay, I'm locked into the game and I'm just like glancing.
Mhm.
And normally people can tell with my avatar, like where the head moves very quickly. Like if I'm really trying to
Mm.
glance and focus on like what people are saying in chat. It's like the, huh. Maybe, you know what? Maybe that's why my attention has gotten so much worse. Because I'm trying to play these games and read chat, and it's like the brain is not meant to do that.
Why do you think I play very low impact games?
Brain is.
I save all my high impact games for when I am focusing.
Why do you think my Sims hours has gone up like 50 in the last month? So, like, very low impact. I
It's fair.
did finish Split Fiction. My friend and I
Okay.
finally did. I really enjoyed it. If you're looking for a great 2-player game to play with like someone heavy on the story, but like it's not like a run and shoot thing. It's more it's got puzzles, it's got all that stuff. Definitely recommend it for someone who's like, but you can't play it without your other person.
Without another
so
person, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. And scheduling time as an adult to play with another person
Oh yeah. Yeah.
is difficult.
Mhm.
So
It's very difficult.
I would, yeah.
Yeah, Sean and I
Yeah.
thought about playing that game, but we are really bad about playing games together, which sounds awful. I know as I say that out loud, it sounds awful, but it's just like we have some overlap of games that we enjoy, but we also
Mhm.
have such a big difference of games. And
Mhm.
unfortunately, a lot of the overlap of games that we enjoy are like single player
Party
games.
games
Yeah.
or party
No,
games.
yeah, a little bit of party games. Like Sean likes some party games. He doesn't like social deduction ones really. So
Mm. Like Among Us.
yeah, definitely burnt out like
Mhm.
Among Us and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
some of them
Well, I mean,
he
same,
enjoys.
honestly.
Yeah, I feel like if you were gaming in like 2020, you probably
Yeah.
like. And I tried to go back to it a little bit, and I could not recapture the same feeling. It was a lot of fun playing with people in GSE, right? It's not them. It's just that
Yeah.
I played so much of that game that
Yeah,
it was just
I
a lot.
I think as well. Oh.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say I was gonna agree in that one. And what's the other one, where you're a bunch against a bunch of people,
Fall
Fall
Guys?
Guys.
Yeah, yeah. I never really got into Fall Guys. I played a little bit of it when it came out during the pandemic, but I never really properly got into it. I was just like, I don't know. I don't know if this is for me. Like,
It's not a game for me. It was mostly like everyone's like, let's do something, and that's what everyone wanted to do, and I'm like, okay, I guess to spend time with people,
Yeah.
yeah.
that's what I'll play.
I think I could go back to Fall Guys a little bit easier because I didn't play anywhere near as much as I did Among
Mhm.
Us. Because I have some friends where they're like, I can't do like 3D platformers. I can't do that. So just because of that, I didn't play it as much. I did have friends who played it so much that I think if I was to try to like go back and play it, I'd probably have very few people to play it with. And I did get the crown once, so that felt real good. Like I have it.
Never.
I have the clip somewhere on stream where I got the crown and I like could not believe that I got the crown and won. And I was like, this is amazing. But I'll never be able to do that again probably because now people are so good at it and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't remember the buttons. I can't do it. That's
Yeah.
that's one of the few games that I will say I do play with a controller. Like even though I play it on PC, I cannot play that mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, I can't imagine how you even would. Like, it seems like it doesn't lend itself. I think 3D platforms generally lend themselves for a controller. Like, that's how they're set up. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
mm.
I'm not a controller girly. Like,
For the most
never
part.
been.
I'm not.
And especially not an Xbox controller. I like grew up I grew up playing like PlayStation. So PlayStation controller like was my comfortability. And that's all I have though.
Yeah.
Is the Xbox controller. So playing, because you have to play, you can play on a keyboard and mouse for Split Fiction, but it's like recommends that you use and I was like, oh, it's this awful. I think that was a huge thing for me, was learning to play on
A controller.
a controller.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So I'm
can't. See, I can't get behind a PlayStation controller. I didn't have a PlayStation growing up. We had a Nintendo, and then I had an Xbox.
That'll do it.
But but I think also just the fact that my Xbox controller I use on my PC is here, but the offset sticks. I have incredibly small hands for an adult woman. It's hard to see, but like they are about the size of a 10-year-old's hands. Like I have recently compared hands with children, and their hands are almost the same size as mine, or the same size as mine. And like moving around to where the sticks are here and having to move my thumb up and down to do the buttons and like adjust the camera, my hands are just too small. They're just too small
Fair.
to do it. Like I feel I also hold my controllers weird, I think, because my hands are they're baby hands for babies. They're baby hands for babies. Nintendo controllers from the SNES era were made for me. Like all other controllers, they're too big. Although I do have my 8-bit dome, which is small and lovely and pink.
I
And
like
it's
that.
got little like extra buttons, and I'm like, oh, this is the perfect size for my baby hands. But the PlayStation 5 controller specifically is huge, and I find it really uncomfortable, which is probably why I don't play on my PlayStation.
I never
very
went
often.
above PlayStation 3.
Mm.
I think 3 was like the last one I've ever played. We don't we have a Switch in our house, but we don't really have consoles. Like, if anything, they're the vintage
Vintage
ones. We have a PlayStation 1 and 2. Because my husband loves this game called Gladius.
I've heard of that. Yeah,
I don't know. He just plays it for nostalgia.
Yeah.
But he plays that. My daughter has taken over our Switch. Like, that is her type of gaming.
Mhm.
Little Kitty, Big City, that
Aw.
game. Tamagotchi Life now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all she wants to play.
That's
So,
fair. See, I never really had an Xbox, but I will say, sitting when I'm at my PC playing on a controller, I do play with an Xbox controller. But if I'm like on the couch with like on the PlayStation, like the PlayStation controller feels natural to me. But I've had every iteration of PlayStation, so 1 through 5. So that feels very normal. But I think in my head, it also feels very normal because I'm like, okay, if I'm on the couch and I'm playing a game, this is very much separate from streaming, from any sort of like content really. So it's like a whole different like part of my brain that feels activated. So it's like this is normal. And then if I'm like at my computer, I'm like, okay, Xbox buttons, like, and we can very quickly switch to being like, these are the buttons I'm using, this is it.
Yeah.
And even though I have the Switch, I guess because I don't use it as much, that's the one that I sometimes am like, where are the buttons? Like, which is the A B? Which, you know, like, and it's silly to
Oh
some
yeah, because they're all flipped.
They're
on the
flipped,
Switch.
right?
yeah.
So I have to like really think about that one. Whereas like the switch between Xbox and PlayStation, I'm like, this is easy. I got this. I can like just jump to, you know, whichever it is. And I think also because this is 100% nostalgia talking. But one of my favorite game series was the Parappa the Rapper games, which was basically like, here's how you learn how to use the PlayStation controllers, because it's literally you are doing the rap with like the buttons, so you have to know where they are and press them in the right time. So a rhythm game that is also like, here's the buttons you need to use. Like to this day, I could still sit here and do like the onion rap, like the first level, basically from memory, just because I'm like, who doesn't remember kick, punch? It's all in the mind. If like, and it's like I could just like go through because I'm like, that was a great song. But that I think, I think it's such a core memory. I'll never forget PlayStation buttons. They will be with me forever. Like,
Yep.
that's it.
Yeah.
That was me in DDR. So we had a DDR mat growing up, and that's
Love that.
like
I
that's
hate
what we
when
did. Like my sister and I think it was like the can or something, and like we had it memorized, and like that was our shiz growing up. Or that and Guitar Hero.
Oh my god. I
Yeah.
had Rock Band.
I had
Mm.
Guitar Hero and Guitar Hero
Yeah.
2, I think. Never got Rock
Yeah.
Band. There was too many peripherals. I'm pretty sure my mum would have lost
Yeah.
her shit if we had to have every single part of that in our house,
Mhm.
which was
Mhm.
a relatively small house.
Well,
Yeah.
to be fair, my first time with Rock Band was not when I was home. I was in college, and the college that I went to had apartments.
Yeah.
So it was a pretty decent sized apartment. And my friend was like, "Hey, I got this game Rock Band. Like, I can bring it and we can play it." And I was like, "Okay, sure." And I didn't know what he was bringing, right? Because I was just like,
Mhm.
I thought it was more like a Guitar Hero type thing. I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever. Like, bring it." And then he's like, "Okay, I need your help bringing the stuff in." And I was like, "Why does he need my help?" Like, it didn't really occur to me. And then I'm like, "Oh, there's a lot of stuff here." So, we bring it in, and I think I had it for like the whole weekend. And then not too long after, I bought my own Rock Band set.
Yeah.
I worked all through college. Like, I was a waitress, so there was like one particular like time frame where I was not taking classes, so I was just working extra. So I had lots of tips, lots of cash. Bought
Mhm.
myself Rock Band. So of course, when I moved back home after I graduate, my parents were like, "What is this? Right? What is this thing that you have?" And I was like, "It's a game." But then my parents played, and I'll never forget. Like, my dad was like, "This is really cool." So when they put out the Beatles one, my dad
Mhm.
bought the Beatles one because it had the replica Les Paul that I
Yeah.
think Paul McCartney used. Even after we got rid of Rock Band, my dad kept that one. Like, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it's still hanging in their new home in Florida. Like,
That's amazing.
but yeah, Rock Band was like, that was the one that I grabbed. And I played Guitar Hero because then you could use the same thing. But there was something about being on the drums and just like, yeah, I'm a drummer now, not a drummer.
I was the drums of Rock Band are obviously it makes perfect sense, and I don't know if it was because I don't play guitar, but I used to play the drums, and being able to play the drums and then trying to play the drums on Rock Band is so difficult because
Yes.
you're like, I want to do what I know is the drum beat to
Mhm.
this song, and it's like, no, just do the colors, and I'm like, no, like I don't, my brain is trying to do something else, and I don't know if it's the
Mhm.
same, like playing guitar and then playing Guitar Hero, being like, oh, maybe it's a
It's
little
okay.
different because
As someone who
the way
plays
they work.
guitar,
Yeah,
it is very different
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
because like it's like the up and down, like it's not like a strum. It's
Yeah.
just like, and that's not. Yeah, it's not. This part might be
Feel closer.
but the
Mhm.
feel closer to it, but the strum pattern, no.
Yeah.
The strum pattern, no.
I had a friend
And
who
that's what
played
throws you
drums.
off.
Yeah, I had a
Yeah.
friend who played drums. What we ended up doing for her when she would play on the drums was we put it on the expert mode, and
Mhm.
they at one point included like the cymbals that were like actually up that did register, and that actually made it easier for her to play because then it felt more like it still wasn't perfect, but because
Yeah.
she's like, okay, we're much more in line with the pattern of this song and like the amount of things we
Mhm.
would hit, and like so like the rest of us would be on like medium and she'd be on expert, and like we would have to make sure the cymbals were there 'cause she's like, this is the only way that I can play this and not get so caught in my head about this is wrong.
Yeah, I feel like if I only ever played at a friend's house and they didn't have like the symbols for it, but I do because that is what keeps you in time when you play the drums because you basically just play whatever like time signature on your hi-hat or on your like your right cymbal, your like on the crash cymbal or something like that, and if you're not doing that continually, then your brain's just like, I don't know how to count.
Yep,
Like the like
that was how
there's
we had to have her play every
the
time.
classic joke of like drummers only know how to count up to 4, and it's like, yeah, that is true, and we have to count to 4, or we have to count what we're doing, or else we have no fucking idea what we're doing. Just
Yeah.
like, what you want me to just randomly like hit something when I have no idea where I am on the beat? Like I can't do it. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, she refused to play unless we put it on expert. Like, and just
Mm.
the drums, not everything, but that was how
Yeah,
she had to
yeah.
play. So it's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, I
so
just
funny.
never used to. I never used to. I took a turn on the drums a couple of times at my friend's house, and I was like, "Nah, I'll just do guitar. It's fine. Like this is messing with my brain. I can't do it." Mm.
No, so valid, so valid. I
I think one of my favorite things to come out of like Guitar Hero and Rock Band is you ever see people do it now, where they'll do it just to random shit,
Yeah,
mhm,
yeah.
like the speeches and stuff, and you're like,
yeah.
or like an episode of the Kardashians, and you're like, and it's
Yeah.
content. People
Yeah.
stream it on TikTok and Twitch, and you're like,
Human creativity knows no bounds.
Mhm.
Hey, I'll take an entire all of the seasons of the Kardashians done on Guitar Hero
Mhm.
before I'll take any fucking AI slop. Give me more of that. I'm
Oh
fine
my
with
god,
that.
this is true.
As long as it's a person doing it, I'm okay. Like,
Yep.
This is so true.
did you hear? Oh, sorry.
No,
I
go ahead.
thought you were done with your thought. No, I was gonna say, do you know that song that came out that was like the Puerto Rico song, where it's like the capital of Puerto Rico is, I forget the song, but it was made on AI,
That's probably why I
and
have no
so many
idea what you're
people are
talking about.
obsessed with it right now. It's a trending song,
Mhm.
and some guy was like, "Fuck AI slap, I'm gonna remake it without AI," and so they remade it without AI, and I'm like, cool.
Mm.
Cool.
I like that. AI is. I don't know. Speaking of party games and AI, have you all seen what happened with Party Animals?
Fuck those guys. Like, oh my, just get away. Just stop it.
Ah.
Stop it.
Instead of using this prize money to pay someone for using AI, why don't you use the prize money to just pay an artist?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, unreal that, and like, I understand that you want to try to figure out how to lower the barrier of entry for all of the people who want to play the game and take part in something. Then come up with a different contest, right? Or, right?
Give them tools in the game that
Give
they
them,
can like
yes,
like a creative mode that you can
that you
like,
can do things, or like
you
it's
can
like,
clip things and move things around and stuff like
Yes.
that, and then do something like that. Like,
but also they're like, people come up with these scripts and they just don't have the tools to like make it possible. Okay, so have a contest that is literally a script written contest then. If that is your argument, right? It's like they don't have the tools to do it. Okay, so then have a contest for a whole bunch of scripts, and the script that wins, you get your animators to animate it, right? Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
that, like, you could do that. You don't need to use AI for all of this. Like, what the absolute fuck? And then when they're like, okay, we heard from you, and
that
we
GPT written
understand.
fucking apology.
Yes. I'm like, you didn't fucking learn your lesson. You didn't learn your fucking lesson.
We heard you, M dash. Fuck up. Like,
Which is such a shame because I haven't played a ton of Party Animals. I've played a little bit of it. It is fun, but now I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't want to touch it anymore because of this insanity. Like, you didn't
I
learn
did-
a lesson.
I have friends who actively made content for said party animals and are like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
I will never play your fucking game again.
No, I'm like, this is insane. And again, it's a fun concept and whatever, but I'm like, if you would have written an apology on your own and not chat GPT it, I might have been like, okay, you had some good intentions, but you went about it in a fucked up way, and you realized that the community is very much against this, and you were listening to them, and you were gonna, like, you know, correct yourselves. Instead, they just dug themselves deeper. I'm like, what is this? Don't you know that it takes 2 seconds for people to check if you put this through AI? Like, what? And this isn't like it's a language barrier, it's a this, it's that. It's like, no, it's just truly written with AI.
Yeah. And I know, like, it's not just AI that uses M dashes. People who know very
Who
proper
truly know
grammar
how to write.
Mhm.
and are willing to put the proper grammar into things. Because I don't know the keyboard shortcut for an M dash.
Mhm.
But I like read read a lot of books and they have M dashes in them because it's correct grammar. But it's like, no, your shitty post is not just AI because it's got M dashes in it. It's because it's like, it's not just this. It's this. It's a fucking Marks and Spencer's advert for telling me you're sorry about things you're clearly not sorry about.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, and I'm glad they got loads of backlash and loads of people underneath where like I played a lot of this or I'm a creator for this and I'm never going to play this game again because this is fucked up. And yeah, just put the tools to allow people to make that sort of content in the game. When I was like 7 or something, we had like a Spider-Man game and it was like you made your own like scenes from Spider-Man cartoons by moving assets around and then like filming them, they played them back and it was super fun.
Right.
Again, Mary Kate and Ashley. There's this Mary Kate and Ashley game that I had. I think it was on PlayStation 1 or 2, and you choreographed a dance and then you filmed it like you were in a music video. Give me fucking something to do like that. Bring back the nostalgia of doing shit like that.
Bro, you cannot tell me, okay? Now this is another not so great company, obviously, but some things I will give them a lot of credit for, right? You can't tell me that fucking Blizzard of all companies allows people to create their own custom games and shit in Overwatch and Party Animals can't do this. If fucking Blizzard allows people to create games and have access to this, you're gonna tell me Party Animals can't do the same thing so that people can create whatever it is they want to create? Like, come on.
Yeah.
No, like, again, Blizzard, I know not a great company, but I will give them credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
And I know it's not an indie game problem. Like,
no. Hell no.
Like, we're a small company. Okay.
Was Party Animals not partially funded by Xbox? I remember it being at an Xbox showcase at some point. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, like,
but don't give me, even then, don't give me an excuse. I'm an indie game developer.
Yeah.
When I can give you a list of probably 100 or more indie developers, solo developers, that do a whole game by themselves and fucking well without that.
Yeah. That's why it's just like, no, this is not an excuse.
Another company that is abjectly like trash, and I'm not going to be praising them at all, but if kids can make their own games inside Roblox, how are you saying that people don't have the tools to convert like their ideas from a script into something if you gave them the tools to do it?
Yes.
Dreams was an entire, and again, I'm not saying it needs to be that in depth, but
something.
Just give them some screen capture technology in it so they can film it and you could be moving your little guys around with some subtitles.
Yes.
Like, I actually don't care what you do. I actually don't even care if you can't give them enough tools that they want to make these scripts and Party Animals. It's not going to be fucking Oppenheimer, is it? Like, fuck off. Like, to make it good enough that it's in their heads. Like, the AI is not the solution.
No.
Like,
that's why I'm like,
how deep are these ideas? Truly.
That's why I'm like, let them write the script and send it to you, and then because could you, if I'm never gonna do this, but could you imagine being like, I don't know, someone who doesn't know the skills, doesn't have the tools, but maybe really like scripts, and you submit a script of like, this is what I would love to see, and then you win this script contest, and one of the things you see is your script brought to life, right? Like, if you win any sort of prize pool money, cool, but then you see something that you had the creative idea for and some developers do it. Like, and that is also very much things that happen in an industry like this. The same people who are writing the scripts and doing the storyboarding and all this are not the same people usually in like some of these bigger companies that are then doing the coding and the developing of it, right? That is why you see where you have like lead writer, writers, and then you have, developers, character artists, blah, 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 right? Yes, obviously there are solo, like, devs and indie devs that do it all, and kudos to them because Lord knows I couldn't do it. but you do have other spaces where those roles are very much divided. You can mimic that and say, okay, audience, give us the script. We will put our favorite ones up there. Great,
Yeah.
done. And I think there are some companies that do, again, not that these companies are always the greatest, but I think like MiHoYo, that has like the Genshin and the Honkai Star Rail and all of them, like they do contests like that where sometimes it's like, send us a script, send us storyboards, like, and we will create something out of it if it's, you know, what we think. They have other art contests too and stuff like that. But it's like the sort of pattern that you can do exist out there, and it does not need to have AI.
Yeah. And the fact was, it wasn't just like AI is fine. The contest was you have to use
You
AI,
have to use it, yeah.
or you're not eligible. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, so you're not telling me that your whole, oh, it's for people that don't have the skills to bring this to life. If you're actively saying, oh no, even if you did have the skills, you're not allowed to fucking join our contest because it's AI only.
Yeah.
Get out here with that shit. I've
Yeah.
never played the game. I'm glad. I feel like when I saw it the first time, I went, that looks fun, and then never got around to it. Fuck that game.
I want to know
That's
how
the
much
worst part. It was
water.
fun.
I want to know how much water exactly it would be for every contest entry. Not like for that. How much, like, explain it in water usage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like,
I'm already depressed.
Explain it to me in water usage. Explain it to me in land usage. Tell me how many people you're going to have to displace for this. Because I know, was it Nevada? I think it was. Where they basically told something like 50,000 people, you need to find another source of energy because a data center was coming in and it was going to use up something like 73% of the energy in that area. So they basically told 50,000 people, like, figure out other ways to get energy. Like, what do you mean? So you were displacing 50,000 people to put in a data center and telling these people, go find some other source of energy. So what are they supposed to do? Just suddenly build solar? Suddenly, like, what, you want them to have like a fucking wheel where they have themselves running to like create energy? Like what do you want from people so that we can have a fucking data center? Like, we do not need AI that bad.
We don't need AI at all. We've got to this point of human existence without shitty predictive text telling people that things that it reads off of Reddit is correct. Like, it's not even being used for anything useful. It's just like so that boomers at my work can come up to me and be like, look at this image that I generated myself as like this guy, and I'm like, I don't care, get away from my desk, this should count as fucking workplace harassment, fuck off. Like, I should be legally allowed to hit you. What the fuck is this? Like,
so we have solar panels. Like, we switched to solar last year on our house. So we basically produce enough energy to keep our house running. Like, we basically have like just enough. Like, we don't have any extra to sell or whatever, because there's lots of state stipulations and stuff, like you can't take a loan out if you're gonna sell it back, etc., etc. So because we live in a neighborhood, a lot of times these people will come around and like, you should do solar, and that's how we got caught in the first, like, not caught, I guess, but like in the first place with the ball rolling.
Yeah.
But we have solar panels on our roof, like, and you can see them from the street. But I also have a thing on my front door that says no soliciting, because we live in a neighborhood, we are a target for solicitors. Came to our house, didn't look at our roof, didn't look at the no soliciting sign. And the first thing, with data centers actively being built, like, as like the first line of like trying to sell solar, I'm like, I wanted solar not because of data centers. I wanted solar because I honestly believe that it's better for the environment, et cetera, et cetera. I could go on, but that's not what we're going to talk about. But that was one of their first, because you might lose power or you might lose whatever because of data centers. And I'm like, that shouldn't be someone's first line of trying to
Of trying to
convince
sell.
someone
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
solar.
Yeah. And
And
the
I'm just
worst
like,
part is that that they're not entirely wrong.
mm-hmm. And the thing is, we were just approached around this time last year about it and getting the ball rolling for solar, and that wasn't part of the spiel.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They came back a year later, and that was the first things they used. And I was just like, in a year, that is how much has changed in trying to get someone. Now, sure, there are different companies trying to, get their thing, but now that data centers are a big thing and more and more being built, that is being used as like this is why you should get solar.
Mm-hmm.
Which is wild because I mean I don't want to super rag on America, but
No,
at the
go
moment,
for it.
At the moment it's fucking shit. So I got a letter through my door being like, "Would you like solar panels on the top of your flat that will be funded by the government for renewable energy purposes?" I would obviously still have to pay my electricity bill and stuff like that. They don't get it. The electricity doesn't like get redirected into my house. But it's like, we're trying to make our entire country more renewable. So you have American politicians at the moment that are like, we don't want renewables. You can't have this. No wind farms. No etc. etc. I hope they put more fucking wind farms in all of Donald Trump's golf courses in Scotland. By the way, just put all the wind farms in. John Swinney, go on, do it, do it. But like, it's like we're not going to fund any of this. People have to pay for it out of their own pocket. You have to do all of this, and then to go and say to people, oh, you're going to have to find an alternative source of energy because we're diverting your power to a data center. Like one of my colleagues got a letter through his door the other week or the other month saying that people were looking for planning permission to put a data center near his house, and the entirety of like that area signed a petition being like, absolutely not, we don't give you permission to do this, fuck off.
Good.
Just genuinely not acceptable. But like, you guys just are not allowed to do that, and that's fucking insane. Like,
It's not
burn
even
down the data centers.
it's not even
burn them
that
down.
certain places aren't allowed to do it. It's just that there aren't politicians that are asking for the people's input or doing things to prevent it. So like, the only reason I say that, I rent where I live, but where I live, cell phone service actually kind of sucks in certain spots. And that's because the towns and municipalities have done so much to say, we do not want cell phone towers in our area, right? Because it doesn't look pretty, right? Now, I don't agree with a lot of what some of these people do, and I don't know that everyone is familiar with this acronym, but where I live, we say we have a lot of NIMBYs, which is not in my backyard, right?
Yeah.
So where I currently am, I'm not as concerned about data centers because I know that these people are like, absolutely not, right? I don't want this atrocity sitting, close to where I live. However, right, that's because there's already a lot of money in this area and a lot of people that want their house value and everything else to stay up and blah, 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 right? That is obviously not the case for a lot of places, but also because where I am, a lot of these people have money. They have the time and energy to fight and to say these things and to go to their local government. And they're like, I pay so much in taxes, so I want this and I want that. And local government will do that, right? That's not the case for everywhere in the United States, unfortunately. And if you don't have those politicians that are listening to their constituents, right, that care about like the area, if they only want to line their pockets, if they only want whatever, or if they truly don't have the power to fight the next level of government to stop it, you end up with things like they have where they're like, 50,000 people, figure out your next source of energy, good luck, right? Which is really unfortunate. And then when you see these companies that continue to buy into all this AI nonsense, it's like, we don't need it that bad. We truly do not need it that bad. And for what? And look, there's always, or I shouldn't say always, there's some level of AI that I personally feel is acceptable, right? When AI was sold on the promise that it can go through things faster so we can figure out a cure for fucking cancer, yes, absolutely. Use the AI for that, right? Like, sure, when you're telling me that you can figure out ways to better society, sure. Do not put out a contest for your fucking stupid game and say use AI or don't enter. Like,
Yeah.
do not make a, an art piece or put it in a video game, right? And say I used AI because I couldn't bother to have someone draw this or create this or whatever. Like, no. Like, we don't need it that bad that we are displacing people, that we're making it harder for people to live. Like, that's a problem.
Well, yeah, because that's what the data centers are for. They're not for any of the uses of AI for like data management or
Mhm.
like data cleansing and
Right.
analyzing things for
Right.
science or medicine or the furtherment of and betterment of humanity. Therefore, the people that won't stop coming up to you at work and asking if you asked Copilot about this before you submitted them a presentation. It's like, of course I didn't, because I know how to write a presentation, because you hired me to do my job. And if you want Copilot to do it, it will do it fucking wrong. Like, this is not what the data centers are for, because they wouldn't need data centers everywhere if we were using it for the purposes it was sold on.
Right.
But now we're just in a big massive bubble, and just Nvidia selling their own stocks to Amazon, who are selling their own stocks to OpenAI, and back and forward. And well, it looks like it's kind of bursting. I'll laugh. When I have no
I
money
hope so.
and have to, hunt fellow humans to survive, I'll be hunting down Sam Altman and I'm going to cut off his legs. Like, but at least they'll have no money too, because they fucked it. Like,
Yeah. I mean, I hope the bubble is bursting. Maybe there's like a little leak. Some of the RAM prices have trickled down a little bit. Not that they've dropped down dramatically, but they've trickled a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the whole Sora having to get shut down because no one was using it, and like, what was it? They couldn't actually order any of the RAM that they said that they were going to do because they're losing money hand over fist. I'm like, please, just
Yeah.
I will say I feel like there's hope. I'll say this and then I'll let you go, Britt. I feel like there's hope because every college graduation and commencement that has happened when someone has brought up AI, the amount of boos that have come from the graduating classes. So maybe there is still hope. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, you have to also think it's a lot of Gen Z, and they're not down. Like, I'm not. Why am I using that lingo? They're not down. Like a lot of like the generations after us are like, fuck that shit. Like,
yeah.
And you have to consider that, like, they're trying to get into the job market. They're leaving college, about to have thousands of dollars in loans, and AIs are actively trying to take their jobs.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm not sold on this idea that young people care about it. It's never any of our new graduates coming up to me at work and showing me an AI picture of them as Superman. Because that's sad.
When I was end of high school going into college, like, it was very big. Like, graphic design was the new thing, video editing was the new thing. We still had Flash animation at that time.
Yeah.
And that's what I went to school for. Like, that's what I have my degree in, is that that stuff. And now it's like, oh, well, just, you can generate something, and you're like,
no.
I've seen AI generated videos. They're all fucking bad. Have we just forgotten that people have eyes? Like, it's like, I can see it. People are like, oh, when they're talking about the AI actors, or they show all these AI videos and things, I'm like, that is visually unappealing to me. why do you think that I would like my entertainment mediums to be visually unappealing? And not like in a deliberate way where it is like a stylistic choice that means it is visually interesting and intriguing. Just everything looks like smoothed down plastic and it gives me
Mhm.
the ick.
It's like a
Like,
Barbie.
yeah, the
And not
uncanny
in
valley
and
has
not
been
in
a
yeah.
thing for
Yeah.
so long, but now you're like, no, but it's fine if all the people that you look are just soulless husks
Mm-mm.
of like mush
No.
in a human form. I'm like, no, my brain hates that actually. It genuinely doesn't want to see it. Makes me feel sick. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I was watching a video yesterday about a girl who was um pointing out that someone had run her videos through AI and turned the person in the new videos white and like basically like she was playing guitar and she was
Mhm.
talking about how they took her video, threw it through there, turned her white, and then it's not even like she's like, look at that, that's not even them playing guitar like the correct way, like
Mm-hmm.
look at it, like it's and she was just so frustrated because it was the exact same like video,
Yeah.
just so.
Mm-hmm.
And I we have so many creative people in this world who let a computer do the job for the it's what's making us. We talked about, what was it last time in just what was the top it's on the tip of my tongue.
We have so many
It-
topics.
yeah, the topic you and I talked about last time, just like just feeling like you're just like a
The
fog.
Oh, I was gonna say like the creative like direction and whether it's their vision still.
No, it's more like, you know, we used to be a people who were just so creative and we were just spitting it out, and like now we're like,
Yeah. The attention span and like the second monitor and like
yep,
yeah.
yep,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Used to be able to entertain ourselves. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think about like sitting in my parents' car on the way home, and it's nighttime, and trying to be creative with the street
Street
lights,
lights
like
going over the
doing
top of
weird,
the car. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
just doing weird, like we used to be so creative, and now I feel like technology and AI has just squashed that. And the people who still continue to be bright lights in, you know, the creative spaces, despite, you know,
All of this.
yeah, just that's the stuff we need to cling to.
Oh no, absolutely.
That's fair. Maybe V's fantasy guest can help us cling to that.
Oh yeah, we
How long have we been recording for?
It's an hour, don't worry about it. We'll still get the segment in somewhere. It's fine.
Well, I think that my fantasy guest might do that. So my fantasy guest for this week would be the founder of a video game development company called Zachtronics. There's a guy called Zach Barth, who, if you're not familiar with their games, they made some of the games like Space Chem, Opus Magnum, and Shenzhen IO, which was the game that sort of got me into their stuff. And they're essentially like, you could call them puzzle games, but I don't think that they necessarily are.
Okay.
But, well, I mean, they are, but they're not. But they are very crunchy, like almost management sims, where
Mhm.
you either, like Opus Magnum, you're making like a machine that generates alchemical ingredients. Shenzhen IO, you are learning how to program chips to do a specific task. And Space Chem is where you're making like chemical molecules and things like that. But you are pulling together, maybe it's a bit like Satisfactory and things like that. You're pulling
Mhm.
together different bits to automate processes. but each of the games comes with like a 46-page instruction manual, because it is not like, here's a game and you can just pick it up and we're going to do loads of tutorials and stuff. It's like, no, you want to play a game about learning how to program like chips? Why don't you learn how to write code? Why don't you learn how to
Okay.
code like whilst you're playing this game? um so I think all of his games are super, super interesting. Just the idea of games as an educational tool, even if you're not necessarily learning that skill,
Mm-hmm.
but you are learning how to problem solve with a manual in a very specific way, which I think is very useful for people if it's slightly gamified.
Yeah.
Things like Shenzhen IO, I think, gives you a lot of building blocks for how you could then go into code. But after the games development studio finished their last game, they said they were like dissolved the studio, and then Zach Barth, he moved into a different sort of creative products and stuff. So there was some card games, but also making educational games.
Okay.
So yeah, I would be really interested to talk to him about what's going on in your brain that you're like, I'm gonna make multiple games that have instruction manuals larger than any instruction manual I've ever gotten for an electronic device, to learn how to do it. But then once you learn how to do it, it is so satisfying to go back and tweak things and you get better. And you know what made them then think, I don't want to necessarily do this anymore. I want to go into more educational based things. Yeah, I don't think that they're the sort of person that would be super up for AI. They'd be like, no, here's how you learn how to do a thing. And if you want to teach other people how to do a thing, yes, we're going to give you a very big manual, but we're also going to give you a very fun game premise around it that encourages you to do it. So yeah, that is my fantasy guest, Zach Barth of Zachtronics. And if you've not played any of their games, I would highly recommend them.
Looking at Zachtronics games, they do have a game called Eliza, which I don't know if you saw. It's a visual novel about an AI counseling program, the people who develop and the people who use it. So, yeah.
I just want to say that that this was not planned. For anybody who's listening, it was not planned for us to talk about AI and development and how things are done, and then V's fantasy guess to be Zach. It just so happens that clearly somehow, without planning, we're all on the same wavelength, because we did not say what we were going to talk about. We just started rambling, and yet this is like the perfect guest to sort of be the, I don't want to say opposition, but to be the other side of all this AI generative stuff, right? Because as we're talking about AI taking over things, but then here's these games, you know, created by him and this company that are like, learn how to do the thing, don't rely on the AI. Like, learn, like, here's your introductory to this. Here's, you know, this this launching pad, right? Because even if you don't learn all of it, if you never go into programming, I think at least then you can have a respect for it, right? An acknowledgement of the type of work that it takes, right? A general basic understanding of things to respect the craft that it all is. Because I think there's a lot of people that jump to AI because they don't even understand what basic coding or programming is, right? So you can't acknowledge that, even though I think to some people it's just text on a screen, right? It is in so many ways, you know, an almost modern art form to be able to code things in such a way, to program things in such a way. And I think it's almost that lack of knowledge, that not knowing what goes into it, makes it so easy for people to be like, well, the AI will just do it and it's no big deal. not being able to recognize the amount of work that so many other people who have come before have done.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
100%. I studied a
Um,
little bit of Flash, like coding, Flash,
Mhm.
HTML, all that base. Well, MySpace taught me how to HTML. Um, uh,
Neopets for me.
but like even as like kids like of our age, like that was how we learned the back ends of
Mhm.
things.
Mhm.
And as someone who knows very little basics, like I get the love and devotion that goes into writing code, because one off thing, you know,
Yeah.
you've caused chaos. Like in
Mhm.
Flash animation, if you were off, like the animation would go at like Mach speed. Like, you know, I get the so like, and I get the want to just, because I feel like we've come to the society like where we want instant gratification.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
maybe that's why AI is so enticing. It's because it gives us what we want instead of doing the research, instead of taking the time to learn, instead of, you know, drawing, instead of building. Like there's people who just want the instant gratification because we've become accustomed to it,
Yes.
where we don't have to sit through ads, where, you know, um just the common thing has become gratification, like instant
Mhm.
gratification.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
I
cell
definitely think
phones,
that's
yeah.
a thing. Yeah. You need to know something, you can look it up immediately. You don't have to
Mhm,
like do any research and things like that.
mhm,
But then I do think that removes a huge amount of people's mental well-being, because
Mhm.
learning a skill and learning how to do something and figuring
mhm,
something out for yourself is incredibly satisfying.
Yes.
And yeah, if you
mhm.
get to that point where you're happy for a computer to do everything for you, like where do you get your satisfaction
Mhm.
from? Like, I don't know, it's kind of scary.
Yeah. And I'm afraid of like my parents and older, like the older generations, like within my bubble, falling into like this AI, the constant need for the AI trap. And thankfully my mom still calls me when she's having trouble with her iPad.
Mhm.
And still takes, instead of holding the button down and saving a photo, will screenshot it,
Mhm.
Mhm.
like screenshot the whole photo, and then send it to said, like like to the print shop
Mhm.
with facebook.com. We don't use the app. We still use the browser,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
we screenshot the whole screen, not save the photo. So I'm not too terrified of my parents falling into the AI trap.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, uh is it fleeting, and we're gonna go out of it soon enough that they won't have the chance, or is there gonna be one thing that sucks them in? And
Yeah. That's the thing. I think it's sometimes like the one thing that sucks them in. Um, like I didn't get into a full blown argument with my parents on this because I know it's to some extent just not worth it. Um, but my parents were like, we had this idea for a story and we fed it into AI, and by the time we were done, like we were crying, and I was like, why? And they're like,
Yeah.
what do you mean why? And I was like, why? Like, why would you do that? If you want to write something, just write it. And they're like, well, we
Mhm.
didn't really want to write it, but we wanted to see like how it could be filled out. And I was like, but somebody else could write it. Like somebody else could do this. You already have the plot points. Like, and trust me, I know that it takes a lot to sit and like actually write something. I get it, right? Like I'm aware, but that
Yeah.
doesn't mean use AI to write these plot points. And I don't think they've done it again since, right? But it is like the one thing that can, you know, almost prove to people, and I use that term loosely, you know, prove to people that like, yeah, AI can just do this for you and it'll be great and it'll be wonderful and you'll enjoy it. And it's scary because it was New York Times well, by now probably a few months ago, where they had like a quiz and they would show you 2 writing samples. It was 5 questions, 2 writing samples each question. and you would say which writing sample you preferred, right? And when I did it, 4 out of 5 times I preferred the human written sample. And I remember the one sample that I did not like, and it was not because like I was like, oh, one sample of writing is better than the other one. I was just like, this writing that you have presented to me is so fucking pretentious that I would never read the rest of it, because this is someone clearly like just kissing their own ass, right? And I was just like, I don't like this, right? Because it was presented in a way that it's just like, do you like it or do you not like it, right? And I was like, I don't like this. If I had to pick something, I'd pick the other one. But basically what they were proving was that over time, more and more people are starting to prefer the AI written context, right? So while at one point nobody liked the AI written context, right? Then it was 4 out of 5. Now it's 3 out of 5 prefer like the human, right? So you're seeing this like shift, and it's like at some point, when is it going to be that people, because we're almost at that tipping point where people are going to prefer the AI written over the human written, right? And again, some of this, obviously, it's only 5 questions that they were asking, so it's not a great sample. Because also, if you give me something so pretentious, I'm going to be like, yes, I don't like the pretentious thing, right?
Yeah.
Like some people like that, cool, fine. But it would be the same thing. Like if you give me some overly pretentious game and then some AI like game that is not pretentious and is like, more unwindy, I might be like, okay, yeah, I want the thing to unwind with and not this like overly obtuse whatever. But unfortunately, like the point is still there at the core of it, where it's like we are shifting as a society in a direction that I don't necessarily want us to fully shift to, right?
Yeah.
And we've talked about it before, where it's like there's always been some element of AI in gaming and in other things, right? Like the AI in gaming that is responding to your actions
Yeah.
to
It's
fight
not
you
Gen
back,
AI.
right? It's not right. It's
Is
not
the
the
thing. Yeah.
generative AI, right? So it's like, and I
I think we
think
just need to differentiate between
yes,
AI in general as a
Mhm.
term and Gen AI, which is
right.
just overly
what's the line?
complicated predictive text
Mm-hmm.
models where they scrape the internet. And I assume that the reason that over time people are saying, oh, maybe this AI text rather than this is because all of these companies are scraping every single thing that you put into the
Yes.
internet. And it's the models that are improving, not actually that people
The
prefer
content.
it. It's
Mhm.
just that the way that they write is more like a human rather than
Yes.
the fact that people like the way
Mhm.
the AI writes. Like,
Yeah. Which is terrifying, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I was terrified when I found out that people said they were dating AI. And I was like, what do you
No. Not the AI dating people. They're so weird.
If you are listening on
That's that
Spotify, Brit's face
parasocial.
right now is
I hate it.
It's that parasocial like.
Tell me that you don't want your partner to have a fucking personality. These people are insane. Like,
Mhm.
and I don't mean that in a like get some help. I mean in a you have to be so controlling and your like general thoughts to want your partner to be an AI that if they say something that you don't like, instead of having an adult conversation with them to say, hey, I didn't like that and we can work through this and etc., just be like, don't do that again, follow your fucking protocols. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, there's not
Mhm.
it's not because you have to work through, and I've been on the AI is my boyfriend's subreddit. Like, don't be coming at me being like, oh, it's because I've got trauma and I've got this and this. It's like, no, you need to be in control. You're the people that are giving people trauma. If you can't have an adult conversation with another human being to say, I don't like this or I do like this, you are giving a set of parameters to a computer so that they only do what you want and have no emotional needs, then you cannot be a person that is in a relationship. Actually, go fuck the AI. Like, be with the AI because you are a dearth of humanity and you should not be in a relationship with another
That's
human
called
being.
abuse.
Like,
That's called abuse. Let's put it like that. If that's the kind of relationship you're gonna be in, you're abusive. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, and I've been in a relationship with someone long distance where most of the conversations and everything were typing back and forth.
Yeah.
Like, 90% of it, like for the first 2 months, was that. Like, because we lived far away from each other. But there was personality on the other end. There was a human withy human emotion on the other end. And like at the time we didn't know Endgame, but 12 years, I don't think you could be in a relationship for 12 years with an AI. Maybe. I don't know. I hope not. It's just
I just think like I understand to some extent that there is I hate using the term loneliness epidemic, but I understand that to some extent these things exist and are real, right? And I understand that for some people, if you are just trying to survive, if you are working jobs with crazy hours, if you are I understand that your opportunities to meet people might be limited. I get it, right? But AI should not be the answer, right? There should be other ways to like meet people, and if you just need something to get by, my God, is there so many dating sims that you could play to be entertained and engage different sorts of people. And on the bright side, all of those characters have their own personalities, and you can explore the things you like and the things you don't like in a safe way that is not using AI, that is not harming other people for you to use AI to get your jollies off, right? Like there are plenty of ways to sort of get by, right? And engage in something that feels somewhat, yes, there's an end point, right? Obviously games will end. I get that, although some of these otome games last forever. You can still keep playing Love in Deep Space.
No.
but you can, right? Like the thing is that you can, right? And it will have phone calls with you. You can talk to it. Like there are things that you can do that are not generative AI that are,
and at very least,
so
all of the guys in Love in Deep Space that look exactly the same, they have distinct personalities, and there is some sort of like conflict that might arise due to these distinct personalities, as opposed to a predictive text model that will literally agree with everything you say, even if you are being the worst person known to fucking man.
Yes, exactly. Like, so it's like there's something that you can do, something that is different, something that will sort of mimic a real-ish relationship. And again, I'm using air quotes for those of you listening on Spotify, right? It is not a real relationship. An AI relationship is not a real relationship, right? It is you talking to text, right? You might as well be role playing with somebody, right? Like that is not real, and it is harming other people because you are wasting energy and water and all this other stuff to have a not real relationship. And at some point, you may be the person that ends up displaced.
Yeah. Tell me how important your AI boyfriend is to you when you are told that you can't get your electricity because they're rerouting it to a data center for someone else's AI boyfriend.
Can't use AI without electricity.
Yeah, I'm sorry. They're rerouting your electricity from your house to a data center, so someone else's AI boyfriend can be there. So you're gonna have to tell them that you're breaking up, like, because you're gonna have to go and chop some firewood, like, like, goddamn. This episode's got very dystopian.
I mean, we say very dystopian, but the unfortunate thing is that in some ways it feels like we are not that far from it.
Like, just because it can still be dystopian if we live in a dystopia. Like,
I know, it's just like at what point, I think it's like at what point do other people wake up and be like, oh, we should say no to this, we should stop using this, we should,
when it affects them negatively. Oh, like as soon as it's most people, not everyone, and actually maybe not most people, but a lot of people are inherently selfish individuals, and if things are harmful to other people, but as long as it's not affecting them directly, they do not care about it. So like as soon as it starts to directly affect them, I'm sure we'll see a big shift in opinion. As soon as all the people on the My Boyfriend is AI subreddit get a
Mhm.
letter through saying that they no longer have electricity, I'm sure they'll take a dimmer view on whoever their AI partner is or whatever.
You know what? I think we should make required viewing Waterworld and like the Terminator like 1 and 2. Like here are the reasons that AI is not good.
Yeah, Waterworld I think would be more effective because I don't want to have to watch Kevin Costner drink his own piss again. Like, Terminator is at least a good movie. Like,
Okay, so what you do is you do Terminator 1, you do Waterworld in the middle, and then you do
you can't
Terminator
end
2.
on Terminator 2. It's the best one. Like, people will be like, oh, well, it's not that bad because at least it's cool. You have to end on Waterworld. You have to end on the low. Like,
Okay, we'll end on Waterworld. I was thinking if we make them watch Waterworld in the middle to at least get to a really good movie, you keep their attention, right? Because they're like, okay, I guess I have to sit through this, like, you know. But we can end on. We just have to make sure that they all come back to actually watch Waterworld.
yeah. Or just make them watch Waterworld. And then if you want to give them a good movie, but is also just terrifying, but not like super 80s cool vibes, make them watch, is it Ex Machina? Make them watch that. See how dystopian AI can be. You know.
The worst part is they still wouldn't learn.
No, they wouldn't. Because it's not directly affecting them.
That's the worst part. How many more dystopian movies do we need to have before people like listen? Like how many times do y'all need to watch Hunger Games? How many times do y'all need to watch like I don't know, like at what point?
It doesn't even matter. How many wars have we had over human history? We're still doing it, bro. Like no one cares. Like, no one cares until they're the one getting bombed, man.
What games do we need people to play for them to get it? What games are going to be the one that really drives a point home?
Oh, let me see. I
think people should should play this game that Britt mentioned in terms of Zachtronics called Eliza, which is about an AI therapist using human memories. And I've not played it, but by looking over it, I think it will be very, very enlightening, I think, to some people, and how horrific some of these things can be.
What other ones do we think there's other ones that would be helpful?
I Am Future, Cozy Apocalypse Survival. I played that. That was one of the first ones I ever reviewed.
Okay.
You have to survive an apocalyptic. I have to watch how I say that.
I think that makes sense. Trying to think if there's other ones that like I mean there's a lot of games that will get you into like someone else's mindset. But like really trying to think of ones that we can learn from in the context of like AI and stuff. There's other ones that we can learn from about like how wars impact people and stuff like that.
Let's talk about split fiction. So in split fiction, the story behind it is these two girls think that they're going in, and a bunch of other people think they're going in to get a book deal because they like their writing. And instead, the owner of this company wants to steal all their ideas.
Yeah. And pump them into an AI for profit, yeah?
Yep.
There you go.
Yep. And what happens is basically the girls destroy it from the inside out. He destroys like his company, et cetera, because he was selfish about it. Like, because these girls keep trying to break the machine because they find out what he's doing, and he loses his entire company.
Good.
Good.
So,
fuck him.
Split fiction. Split fiction.
There we go. Those are your gaming recs. Play these games. See why AI bad, although you should be able to have half a brain, and figure out why AI is bad. You know, and then take it from there. Do what you will with that. but AI does not need to be everywhere. AI should not be generative. It should not take away your ideas. It should not stop your brain from doing things. You should play more of Zach's games and have respect and acknowledge the type of programming and work that goes into things, even if you never fully learn how to do it, at least to acknowledge the work that goes into it. And maybe that'll give you a different perspective on things. Maybe you'll care more about the work and be less likely to use the generative AI because there is someone who is knowledgeable and willing and ready to do that work so that you can be entertained instead of just feeding a prompt into ChatGPT or OpenAI or whatever the fuck there is out there. I don't know. There's a lot of them. I can't keep track. I don't use them.
I don't want to name them all. I don't want to name any of them. I don't want to name
And
any of them.
each app has their own version of it.
Yeah. I don't want to name any of them. I'm just depressed now.
Okay, so how do we end this on a happy note then?
I'm going to play a game made by people and drink all the beers in my fridge.
Solid.
Yeah.
I too am gonna have.
Brett's going to go and play D&D and have some
I am
human
with
creativity.
Yes, because my husband's the DM and comes up with shit on his own.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Here's something to this. I saw this online, so I cannot take credit for this, but maybe this is something that will end us on a good note, or at least a maybe slightly lustful note. I don't know. Let's see.
Lustful.
Yes. Okay. So I saw this post somewhere.
Pedro?
No, not Pedro. But I saw
Damn
this.
it.
I saw this post somewhere, and I was like, you know what? This is the only way I will accept this. Fan casting for Leon Kennedy, Jensen Ackles. I was like, you know what?
A younger Jensen Ackles.
But
like,
but even older Leon, current Jensen.
No, I'll take it. I'll absolutely take it. Yeah.
Mhm.
No, I'm looking at some images. Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Like,
He's got the hair. It's the hair. The hair's the most important bit.
if you
and
haven't
he's
watched
got
The
hair.
Boys, I did not watch Supernatural, right? So I do not know him
Me neither.
really from that. But I have watched The Boys, and my goodness, does he A, absolutely kill the role, and B, does he make the character awfully attractive? Because the character is awful. I'm not gonna pretend like the character's a good guy. He's not. But it works. It absolutely works. And now that somebody said that online, I'm like, I cannot unsee this, and I feel like this is the only way that we could get Leon in because I know they have rebooted the Resident Evil universe. I would absolutely see him as Leon and be very happy.
Can I do a back?
I could also see Chris Carmack.
This is me just realizing I don't know anyone's name.
I mean, that's fine.
Yeah, no, I see it. Also, it's the hair. If you got
The hair makes a big difference.
Yeah, the hair makes a big
Mhm.
difference. Yeah, no, I see it.
See, I feel like I could see Chris Carmack as younger. Leon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, that's younger Leon, older Leon. Because Jensen Ackles is like 50. I think 48, 50, something like that. Somewhere in that range.
Pretty sure Chris Carmack's a little bit older. He's like 45.
But he looks younger.
That's true.
Like, he has a more youthful. And again, it could also be that I am just seeing Jensen Ackles as Soldier Boy in The Boys, where he is meant to be like, not older because he doesn't age, but older spirited. So it feels like older. It feels more gruff and rough around the edges, which feels like the most recent iteration of Leon.
Yeah.
So maybe that'll be something happier to take with you as you think about as you go about the rest of your day instead of thinking all the depressing things.
Yeah, you're right. I'll just think about Leon Kennedy. You're right. It doesn't actually matter about any of the fan casting. I'll just think about Leon Kennedy. I'll be fine.
See, there we go. There we go. That's how we end on a and that's why I was like, I guess maybe a little bit lustful, a happier note.
I mean, we all love a good Jensen Ackles, so.
You know, I didn't think he was attractive until I saw him in The Boys. Which again,
Really?
I don't know what that says about me. I apologize, but
I
that
mean,
role works
okay,
for him.
let's talk about this just before we end. He does look a little like King. So
should I make King get the same haircut? King being Sean because his Twitch username is King of the Cast. That's how you know we're slipping into like Twitch stuff.
I don't know what some people don't like being called by their full name online. Like I will sometimes call my husband, whose name is Thomas, Simba, to my parents, and I'm like, oh shit. They're like, why did you call your husband Simba? And I was like, brain.
So
brain.
Fun fact, part of the reason I just use Candy for everything GSC is Sean has said besides me, he has never met or has never really worked or met with like a decent like Stephanie, because that's my real name. So I was like, well, I feel like everybody has sullied the name Stephanie, so now I can't go by this, because like he'll be talking about stuff at work and he'll be like, oh, this bitch Stephanie, and like she did all these things, and I'm like, everybody that he has worked with this name is awful, right? And I feel like now that name is ruined, so I can't actually use that name. So now it's just like I go by like Candy online, and then I have friends online who will jokingly now be like, hello Candace, because I at one point was telling people, oh, Candy is just short for Candace, which was obviously not real. So now there's like these running jokes.
That wasn't real? How dare you?
The running jokes of things, but yeah. I'm like, well, my online everything can just be Candy. Actually, when I went to check in for I'm gonna write something about it, so hopefully it'll be done by the time this episode goes up. I went to like the launch event at the Paley Museum yesterday for the Lego Batman game. And even though like in the email and everything, I addressed it as like my actual name, because they were like, oh, we'll put tickets down in your name. When I went to check in, the check-in name was Candy and my last name, and I was like, okay. I was like, in my email signature for GSC, it does say like Stephanie, like Candy, and then my last name, and I was like, well, here we are.
No.
I was like, it's just permeating everything now. This is where we are. This is how it goes down. Just fine. But all right, so maybe we can convince Sean to get the haircut. As I said that, he literally walked around the corner and just stopped, so I'll have to further explain.
You have to go and explain.
Yep. But yeah, so that's it for today, everybody. We went AI and Jensen
around the
world.
We went around the world.
That's how we do it here. That's how we do it. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you are on the YouTube, so that you can catch lots of other things like our interviews and spoiler cast. If you're on Spotify and you want to leave us a nice little 5-star review, that would be amazing. And then you can also find our articles over on gamersocialclub.ca. And if you want more gamers to chat with, or you want to chat with us in real time, or join us for any of our game nights, make sure that you join the Discord. The link is going to be down in the description. If you're really, really feeling this, maybe share this with some of your gamer friends so that they can also chime in and comment on something that we did that was wonderful. Or if you disagree with our casting, or you disagree with us talking smack about party animals, let us know. We're here. We'll respond. It might take us a little bit of time.
I'll fight you.
Yeah, V will fight you. I will respond, and then we'll just be like, "Hey, Britt, we said this thing, or this thing came up." But that is it from us. Thank you all so much for listening, and we will catch you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.